Hey, happy campers. Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
Week 30.
30 weeks, guys. Can you believe it? We are in a new era. Move over, Taylor Swift, you dumb bitch. You're not the only Eras tour. I'm just kidding.
Not the Swifties are going to come after us.
Wait, we are Swifties. They can't come after us. I'm just joking. It's a silly little pun. It wasn't a pun. It was just a joke. I'm joking. Anyways, new era, week 30, era.
I love that. It sounds like a little DJ. Era.
I'm feeling a little crispy. I'm feeling a little crunchy. The allergies are kicking in.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the allergies. I don't think many people are.
We've also been drinking like every single day this week. And I'm like, why do I feel like shit? Well, maybe don't treat your body like shit and have a glass of water, Zachariah.
My body's a temple.
If your body's a temple, that temple is the ruins of some lost civilization because no one's checked on it in a long time, okay?
I know. I need to check in.
Guys, guess what we're having for dinner tonight?
What are we having for dinner?
Cobb salads.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, our bodies are temples. We are taking care of them. We are great. We got our greens coming in. So everything's good. You're not even going to recognize us in episode 31.
No, we're basically going to be clear. We're going to have to stand sideways so you can see us because if you go face on, we'll be just so skinny you won't be able to see it.
Yeah, that is a reminder for all of our audio listeners. If you want to see our cute little faces, you can go to YouTube, youtube.com/@campcounselorspod, I think.
I don't think anyone has ever said youtube.com out loud.
Well, I just did.
I liked it. Anyways, what's going on this week? Let me tell you what's going on this week. What's in my hand right now, you guys? An iPad. We are just iPad kids now. What's going on? We're obsessed with these silly little blocks.
As busy and crazy of a week as we've had,
seriously,
we have spent more hours on these little iPads than I think most of America has.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. Collectively, we actually just got off the phone with Apple and they said, stop saying that you're promoting, that we're sponsoring the podcast. We said, but you are. They said, but we're not. It's okay. We're in litigation with them. Sandwich is almost done with his case. He'll hop onto ours afterwards.
And with that, this episode is in fact sponsored by Apple iPad plus Apple Care warranty. So go ahead and get yourselves an iPad and use promo code CAMPERS. Just kidding, please.
Oh no, I just got a push notification. It says Apple cease and desist. They are just so silly, those guys.
Is that a new app? Cease and desist?
Listen, you know how like they're always like, everyone's always like, get the kids off the iPads. Oh, these kids, they're addicted to their iPads. Guess what? I'm 28 years old and so am I. And I get the hype. Kids are our future. Their minds are being molded and shaped by these things. And so am I. And I'm not complaining anymore. I say, give every kid an iPad, unlimited time. I bring up the screen time in America. I love it. Get out, get back inside. Don't play tag. Play tag on the apps.
It is true, though. We went out to TGI Fridays the other day. I sat Zachariah down in his little booster seat and I put his iPad in front of him and we didn't talk at all. We didn't talk at all. He just sat there poking and prodding, listening to fucking Coco Melon.
You know that's a lie because I never would willingly go to TGI Fridays in my life since they got rid of the Jack Daniels Tennessee Glaze, and people are going to come at me and say, no, they just rebranded it. It tastes different, bitch. Don't start with me. That was the downfall of TGI Fridays. You love TGI Fridays.
I used to. And then I begged you to take me to TGI Fridays. And then you finally took me and you were like, order what you want. And I ordered what I wanted, guys. It was not good. They went downhill. I was sad.
Jonathan's only let out of the house once a month. And that's not me. That's the courts. He's on house arrest.
Yeah.
He's not good in the public. So on his once a month outing, we take him to TGI's.
Yeah.
Anyway,
back to our iPads. So when you're poking and prodding, what apps are we using? This is literally like we have to catch up on our time that we didn't spend when everyone else was on their iPads. So like we're really bringing it back to the games that nobody's playing.
Yeah, because we were late to the game, and now that we're in the game, I want to talk about things that people were talking about 15 years ago. If you've ever had an iPad, you know what we're talking about. Jonathan, let's start you off. What's your number one game on your pad right now, babe?
Right now on my pad is Farmville. You guys, I'm not even kidding. I said it to someone at a party last night and I immediately wanted to retract that sentence from my mouth. When I'm like trying to be social, I'm like, yeah, so today I was playing Farmville on my iPad. And she was like, oh, okay.
Special.
Cool. It's a Friday. That's really fun to do. But I love Farmville. I can't help it. I want to clock in. I want to go see what my little horses and my piggies are doing. I have to harvest the crops. If you guys see me on my iPad while Zach is talking, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not checking text messages, but I am harvesting my crops. We're having a very plentiful harvest over here.
We were sitting on the couch the other night and he goes, oh no. And I thought it was something actually was going on. He goes, my pigs are all homeless. What are you talking about?
I have like 7 homeless pigs right now.
Well, get them a little shelter.
Well, they want you to pay actual money instead of hay coins or whatever they have on the game. And I'm not paying actual coins. So I'm like, I have to wait. I have to work hard, harvest my crops and sell them as items so I can get these pigs at home. I can't help it. What are you playing?
Yeah, I was never a Farmville guy. I don't think I'll ever will be one, but I love to bring it back to my classical roots as a 75-year-old woman trapped in a gay man's body. My favorite game on the iPad is Words with Friends.
I think everybody loves that game.
Everyone loves that game. It's a great brain teaser, a great brain tickler, I would even say.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. It's mobile Scrabble. I used to play this back in my day when I had an iPod Touch.
Oh my God, I forgot about those.
I actually had an iPhone a couple of years ago as well, but it's been a while, so I'm really, really into it. It's definitely become a part of like my daily routine, and I'm not ashamed of that because if anything, it is like stimulating some sort of brain activity.
It is. I feel like that's, if you're gonna be glued to an iPad, Words with Friends is not the most harmful thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I'm really I hate to toot my own horn here. I'm a really talented player.
You are. It's annoying.
I play strategy. It's not about what words you can spell. It's about where you're placing your letters on the tiles. If you're not playing a triple word score, if you're not playing a triple letter, I don't care. I'm not interested, okay? But it's getting to the point now where I'm so obsessed that they're not playing fast enough. So now I am commenting in the little chat section of these players and I'm egging them on and I'm being mean. Barbara, why would you start a game with me if you're not going to play back for 3 fucking days, Barbara, okay? I said go to you first and then you finally played back and we were in a good rhythm and Barbara was catching up to me. I was getting lazy and we were talking about that. Every move has to be sharp. You can't do a throwaway turn because it'll bite you in the ass. And then Barbara thought she could get me, but she couldn't. So I wrote back, gotcha, bitch. I didn't say bitch. What did I say? I said gotcha.
You just said gotcha.
I said gotcha again. Long story short, I did beat Barbara's ass in that game. I could tell by her little picture she was an older woman. I don't know why I was so mean to her. But I don't know. She was just like, don't invite me to a game and then not play for 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to quit.
Well, she was probably doing things not on her iPad all day. Like you were anxiously awaiting her to play her next triple letter word.
She asked me to play. So I'm not going to be gaslit here. Don't ask someone to play if you don't want to play.
I'm on your side.
Also, one more. I'm sorry. A little letter to Marissa. Beat your ass as well. Marissa played a dirty game. And Marissa, if you're listening, stop. Marissa played in a way where it was never possible to have a fun game because we built the board so small. And every time I would try to build up a letter to expand on the board shape, she would close it off with a stupid 3-letter word like can for like 8 points. Bitch, like play harder, play better because it's making it worse for everybody. Okay. So we were stuck in the corner of a board with all this open space, but we couldn't get over there because she blocked every move. And at the end of the day, Marissa, you lost. So I don't know what your game plan was, but get better.
Your word may have been can, but you were really saying can't.
Yeah, I really love the game though.
Okay, before we move on to the next app, can I ask what is your highest scoring word? Do we know? Is it on?
How do I find that?
Click your little guy at the top. Who you don't have a little avatar. I have a cat in a towel.
I don't need people seeing my face. That's for sure.
Well, it can be literally anything.
Oh wait, I'm at the top. Where do I go? The settings.
Scroll down. Yeah, click your name. Scroll down, and it'll tell you your average.
My longest word was adhibits. I don't know what that means. I definitely was just placing tiles there.
You do that a lot.
My best scoring word was giver, which I know you're thinking that's a basic ass word, but it doesn't matter what the word is. It's about the points. And that was for 110 points.
110 points.
I know how to play the game. I know what I'm doing. Sorry, Barbara.
God. Okay. And also for clarification, these people you're talking about, you've never met. They're just like random people that are trying to play a game.
Barbara and Marissa both inviting me to their game.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to invite someone to your game, you better come correct. And they didn't. And I'm sorry. Currently I'm playing Gabby S, CC Cow, Kira, and then I'm playing the computer. And the computer one's really hard. It's Park Manager Millie. She's a real hard game to beat.
She is. I couldn't beat it. Since you asked, my
I'm sorry. Wait. What's your longest or best word?
It was actually against Kira, and I was really impressed with myself. And I was like, let me just try and see if this is a crazy little word. Monofuel. Not quite sure what that is, but it was 79 points. I don't know how many letters that is, but it was 79 points.
An impressive word. You also played the word oboist in our game, and I don't think you knew what an oboist was, but
I know it's someone who plays an oboe.
Yeah, but when I asked you initially what word you just played, you were just giggling because you didn't. I think you were just placing letters.
And it works.
It did.
And it worked, and it's an oboist, okay?
Are you playing any other games?
I'm playing Candy Crush, you guys. And again, that's not a joke. I'm on level 26. I'm doing really well. I don't want to brag, and I don't want to draw it out. The last game I am playing also, well, I have The Sims. That one, I don't know. I don't really love the new Sims that came out. It's like free play. It's not, it's too much. It's too much time. Temple Run. You remember Temple Run?
Of course.
I love Temple Run. I am worried a little bit about the friction it's causing on my finger. I'm losing a bit of my fingerprints. Maybe I could become a criminal now because I'm swiping so much that it's wiping away my fingerprints, and I can go to use the 5 finger discount at the store. No one will ever know.
Well, they have cameras, so they might know.
True.
But I want to play Candy Crush. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I know I'm going to love it. I used to play it back in the day.
You took my iPad out of my iPad with 2-year Apple Care warranty, snatched it right out of my hands, and you started playing it.
Yeah, his nose was running, and he was covered in peanut butter. And we gave him a little soft cup of those puffs. And we said, put him in front of TV. We're going to do a quick load of laundry.
Put on Cocomelon.
Yeah.
Guys, all that to say, we do still have these iPads, and they're not going anywhere. I don't even call my phone anymore. It's my secondary mini pad.
What's funny too, it's like we got these for the podcast, and we use them so much more than just the podcast, but we're getting our money's worth.
Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements.
Campers, welcome back to morning announcements. Attention campers, attention campers. There will be our annual Easter egg hunt this weekend. Each egg will contain one singular jelly bean. And if you are the lucky camper to find the one baked bean egg, you will be winning a 47-minute fencing lesson from our new camp counselor named
Nadine. Nadine's she's been a real pillar of the community since its grand opening. We've never spoken about Nadine because she's really camera shy, but Nadine is 5'11". She is straight from Scotland. She's got the voice of an angel and the attitude of a sailor, and she knows how to fence. She actually was in the Summer Olympics of fencing in 1978 and 1982 until her dramatic injury, which caused we can't talk about it because it's sad for her, but she's at the camp now. So if you see Nadine around,
she has one leg.
Yeah, and avoid eye contact because she does not like you guys.
Yeah, she is the voice of an angel and the face of a saint, Bernard. Anyway, just kidding. Love you, Deanie Beanie. It's an inside joke we have together. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, so do you want to hit us with your hard hitting story first? Do you have any housekeeping? I don't know what's up.
I'll go first, but I just want to ask you, what is your favorite jelly bean flavor? I don't know if I know that about you. No, I do know that about you. What is your favorite jelly bean flavor?
If we're talking Jelly Bellies,
yeah. What else is there?
Like the Easter jelly beans.
Oh, if I'm talking about jelly beans, I'm talking about the creme de la creme. I'm talking Jelly Belly. They own the industry. Are other people trying to compete with them?
Starburst. Starburst.
Grow up. We're talking about Jelly Belly here.
Okay. Jelly Belly, my very, very favorite flavor is juicy pear. I think it tastes just like a juicy pear, and I love juicy pear.
You love
I love pear. It. I know what your favorite is, but I'm going to ask you, and this might be shocking to a lot of the campers. It was shocking to me at first, but it makes sense because it's good. I kind of do like it.
Obsessed.
Why don't you tell us?
Buttered popcorn, you guys. It's so good. It's salty and buttery, and it's a jelly bean. I love it. And I love on the back with the recipe.
Yes. You
mix it with the blueberry. That is a blueberry muffin Jelly Belly.
It's a blueberry. It's 2. I remember it so specifically. It is 2 buttered popcorns, 1 blueberry, because you have to get the flavor palette ratio correct. Do you guys remember that? It was on like the big ones. My neighbors had the big bucket, like that. When we did the guess how many cheese balls are in the bucket.
Yeah.
It was huge.
I don't think I've ever seen that size container.
It was really big. I also was tiny and I had tiny little hands. So it might not have been that. It's so tiny. So it might not have been that bad. But they had the recipes on the back. We got to get our hands on some of those. That would be a fun activity to do now.
I also love Fruity Tooty.
Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti.
That one's okay. Honestly, it's bubblegum.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. It's nice. What's another good one? Oh, I like the spicy ones when you think it's a cherry, but it's a spicy one.
Ooh.
The cinnamon.
I also got my nephews and niece one year for Christmas. I got everybody what's that game called?
The Harry Potter one?
No, well, it's not. That's not that one. It's called Bean Boozled. You guys ever play that one? That's fun. And they all look like matching flavors, and one could be good or one could be bad. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about already, but I'm a big fan. I thought I didn't like jelly beans in theory, but now that I'm thinking about them, they are kind of silly and fun.
They are fun, and you can have like a couple and be okay with it. You could have a fistful, regret it later.
Well, good luck, campers, for our annual Easter egg drop. Hope everybody finds what they're looking for flavor-wise. And whoever finds the baked bean egg, you're in for a real treat with Nadine.
Do you want to do your story first?
Yeah, I'll do my story first. Okay, so morning announcements, everybody. This is the news that you might have missed that I feel like you really should know, okay? And this was from Forbes.com. Colombia is being forced to spend $3.5 million moving Pablo Escobar's hippos.
All right.
So Pablo Escobar is a very famous kind of like drug lord gangster from Colombia.
Yeah.
Really connected to the cocaine. And he was shot by the government in, I think, the 90s.
I think so as well.
He was really in his heyday in the 80s and probably before that. I'm not really well versed in him other than the name being a buzzword for me. But when he was living in Colombia on this crazy estate in the 80s, he had brought over 4 African hippos like illegally to his like compound as pets, maybe as security. I don't know. If I'm gonna go up to a property and there's hippos on the loose, I'm terrified. So I'm really bought into this idea here. But when he was shot, Pablo Escobar, in the 90s, his estate kind of just like fell by the wayside. Like it was just like, I don't know, like no one like claimed it or seized it.
That's a big estate. I feel like there's a...
Oh, it's a huge estate. I think he owned like probably a mountain. I'm not sure. I'm speaking on my ass right now. But the hippos kind of just were like, all right, like we'll fend for ourselves.
Yeah, where's daddy? Where's papa? Where's papa?
Well, they did fend for themselves. And now Colombia currently has 130 hippos that are
all from the original 4.
all from the original 4. Yeah, over the decades, they've multiplied and they've grown to a tribe of 130. And these are not hippos that are native to Colombia. It's not like a native thing. And it's become quite the issue because they're considering this population of hippos to be invasive species, and their presence is dangerous to the ecosystem.
Oh, I'm sure. They're scary. They're huge,
Oh,
and
big.
they're inbreed.
Well, yeah, they're inbred hippos, which means they're maniacs. They're psychopaths. And if there's one thing there is nothing in Colombia, well, I'm trying to say is like there's no natural predator to the hippo in Colombia.
Yeah.
Like no one's who gonna check me, bitch? Okay.
Yeah.
The hippos are running the show. So these like experts, and who knows what they really are talking about here, but they're saying that in the next decade, it could be as high as 1,400 hippos. I don't know how we go from 130 to 1,400 in 1 year, but...
Well, they just keep multiplying. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, well, if we know anything about hippos, that hippo birth control doesn't work. Remember we saw a TikTok about that?
Yes.
Long story, you guys, but hippos, they are power breeders. So, that sounded disgusting.
It really did.
I'm really apologetic about that one, you guys. Maybe we'll edit that out, maybe we won't. But anyways, so the government has this plan. They're going to like send, I think, like 60 of them to India and 10 of them to Mexico to these like hippo, what are they called? Like they're like
a reserve?
Sanctuaries.
Sanctuary.
Which I'm like, okay, fierce, I love that. But what about the other? That still leaves 40 of them behind. So why aren't they planning for the whole 130? And how are they going to get these hippos? How are they going to transfer them?
I would be so jealous if I was one of those. I was like, you're sending them away. I'm picturing the little hippos getting on like a plane, walking on the tarmac with their sunglasses and their little sun hats. And they're like, bye, I'm off to India.
Well, yeah, they definitely will be better cared for at these places,
Yeah.
but clearly they've been doing just fine. They're increasing numbers.
Well, they're doing just fine, but it's like the surrounding area. They're just stepping on stuff, squishing trees, squishing animals. They probably sit on like otters.
Well, local tourism has had a boost because tourists will come and the locals are like, "Want to see some crazy hippos?" It's just like so random. They're like, "Hey, might as well sell tickets to this. Not gonna bring it to where they live." But yeah, so I'm confused. I think there's 40 left. So why weren't these 40 chosen?
I don't know. And what are they going to do?
My numbers, oh my God, 60 left. I am so stupid. 130 minus 70 would be 60. Guys, I'm not good on the fly with math. That would still leave 60 hippos behind.
Yeah, that's more than 40.
I don't know how they're going to bring them. They're probably going to transfer them, I would say, via boat, maybe. Because a typical hippo is around 3,000 tons, 3,000 pounds. Guys,
girl, don't you just messed up on the numbers before. Let's not even start. So we're lying about everything.
I'm done with numbers, okay? I filed my taxes, which means I'm not looking at another math problem again for 8 months. I'm concerned about these Colombian hippos. I think it's fierce. I think it's exciting. And Jonathan and I just booked a trip to Colombia to go see how this all goes down. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, what about you? What do you got, some news? I feel so dumb. I told that story so poorly.
No, that was great. I was on the edge of my seat, wondering what could happen to those crazy hippos.
Tell me what you got going on over there.
Well, first off, if I could adopt a hippo, I would name it Henrietta, but that's besides the point.
Oh, love that name.
So my story, I did not write down where it was from. I think it was some Christian website of some sort. But anyway, title of the article is Nevada Church to have 10,000 Easter eggs dropped from helicopter.
Wow.
That caught my attention right away. So it's very Las Vegas of them, is it not? A Las Vegas church plans to hide and also have a helicopter drop 10,000 eggs at a backlot area of their soccer courts on Easter Sunday, which will fall on April 9th. So there was a representative for the church because people were like, hey, what you doing and why you doing what you're doing? And the representative said, quote, this is the main purpose of the event, to provide an opportunity where families can have fun, enjoy, and experience the power of Easter. And how better do you do that than dropping 10,000 eggs onto children from a helicopter? I'm just picturing these kids getting pummeled.
Yeah, and I think it's really funny because an Easter egg hunt is in the origins of the Latin word hunt means to find, and they're dropping 10,000 eggs onto a soccer court. A field of soccer. Last time I checked, I didn't think there was trees and shrubs and hills and valleys.
No,
in a soccer field.
And they're all like cracking open.
Oh my God, they're simply exploding.
What are they filled with?
Snickers?
Probably.
Kit Kats?
He is risen, but the eggs are plummeting.
He is risen and the eggs are dropping. All right.
But this is not the first church to do this. So these people are doing 10,000. It hasn't happened yet. But there was a church, it is a non-denominational Seven Hills church in Kentucky that hosted multiple egg drops totaling in 200,000 eggs being dropped from a helicopter. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how they're all being sealed. They pop open when you just look at them.
In my head, I'm thinking like they're probably empty. They have to be empty.
Well, that is awful.
Yeah, what are we getting at here?
What about the children?
The children love the books.
The children love the books. That's the nun from Elf. Do you guys remember that part in the very beginning? I live for that. But the children love the books.
I love that you brought up Elf. I will be bringing up Elf in a later segment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
fun.
So I thought, okay, this is so stupid. Let's tax the church. But besides that, what would I drop out of a helicopter? What 10,000 things would I like to drop out of a helicopter? I have 3 items here. Real eggs, either raw or hard boiled. I think that would be fun.
My God.
Can you imagine? Like that would be a real treat for all the kids. They would love that. I would also think water balloons filled with chowder. That could be fun. You don't even need a cleanup crew. You just let like all the animals go. Everybody has a little chowder fondue. That could be fun.
This is why you're only let out of the house once a month, because your brain takes a dark, dark turn.
It doesn't have to be hot chowder.
Chowder balloons?
Although it would be fun if it was a hot chowder. 10,000. What would that even look like? A massacre.
This Easter egg hunt chowder drop has been sponsored by Cheesecake Factory because they got the best chowder in town.
Okay. So then my last one is, I think it would be really fun if we could do a drop safely of the winter candy apple candle from Appleton Bath and Body Works. But if we can't have that, the peach Bellini from the Oshkosh location would do as well.
They got to be tea lights though, or it's got to be a big egg.
Yeah. Oh my God. They're going to be like the glass tumbler jars. Of course, I'm saying this in all good fun, and everybody, it will be a safe distance away while they're dropping, and then you can rummage through the broken goods to find whatever you want to take home. Another last thing, if you want to drop something, a mixtape.
Ooh,
That would be fun. A couple CDs.
a SoundCloud rapper's dream.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
So that's what I got. Do you have anything off the top of your minds that you would like to drop 10,000 things of?
Well, it's really funny.
Out of a helicopter?
I don't know if people know this about me. When I worked at that nonprofit that ruined my life, I planned an adult Easter egg hunt, and we sold tickets, and people could buy. We hid eggs over the BCC campus in Fall River. It was an entire like a community college campus, and we hid I think like 5,000 eggs. This entire team, and they were filled with candies and vouchers for gift cards, and there was like 10 golden eggs. And like if you found one of the golden eggs, you'd open it up, and it could be like we had like a helicopter trip like around like Boston. It was
Oh my God, a helicopter trip to drop more eggs.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The gift that keeps on giving. But we did that, and I think that scarred me from wanting to do anything with an Easter egg ever again. But I guess if I were to drop one thing, maybe I would drop
But there's 10,000 of them.
You know those little tiny. Did you ever go to like what was before Michael's, the art store?
Hobby Lobby?
It would have been a Hobby Lobby. I didn't have a Hobby Lobby. It's giving Joanne Fabric. It's giving, there was one where I grew up in Dartmouth and it was in the plaza next to where the Target is now. It's not a Michael's. It was something like that. It was like a local one, right? And they had these little tiny bears and they had this like weird kind of like fabric on them, but it was like kind of like.
Oh, like velvet.
Velvet. Those little velvet
I know
bears.
what you're talking about.
And they were always at like cash wrap at places.
Yeah.
Those.
Very specific.
Aren't those fun though?
They're light.
And they would fit in the egg appropriately.
Oh, so you put them in an egg?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Oh, you weren't putting yours in the eggs.
Well, I was going to do the candle drop just like.
Oh, miscommunication here. I was thinking what you'd put in the egg. Mine would go in the eggs.
Yeah, I like that. I love that.
I love those little bears.
I think everyone would really enjoy that.
What happened to those?
You guys, we're going to do that. We're going to plan that for all the campers. I think everyone would enjoy that. We'll have one each different day. We're going to start it. We're going to kick it off with the chowder balloons. So make your way down to the fields this weekend, guys, because we're going to be doing the chowder balloon drop for all of you. And that's all I got. That is all I got.
That was morning announcements.
Are we qualified to be giving advice? No. Are we going to do it anyway? Absolutely.
Welcome back to Dear Counselors. This is the part of the show where you can write in at campcounselorspodcast.com some things you're looking for advice on, and we'll read it on the show. We'll discuss. We'll do our best to give you what we think is your best option, but always consult a professional for hard-hitting issues.
Thank you.
This one goes, Dear Counselors, I drive around a big van filled with first aid supplies and go business to business to check on their first aid kits and replenish anything that is running low. It is one of the easiest jobs I've ever had, and it's practically stress-free. I've been walking around everywhere with a huge, silly grin on my face because you two make me giggle all day long. Side note, since I've been listening to the episodes in reverse order from most recent to oldest, I fully thought Sandwich was a real person who did the producing or editing. It wasn't until about episode 2 or 3, when you guys literally improvised him into existence, that I realized he was a made-up character of the camp, LOL.
He's very real.
He is very real, and he is behind the camera now, and he is in tears. His face is beet red, and he cannot believe the blatant disrespect. Yeah, so he is real. Just kidding. We love you. All this to say.
Like, so what's our advice we're giving here?
And that's it. No. All this to say, I am coming to my camp counselors for advice, so here's my dilemma. Although my job is super easy, I get to listen to podcasts all day, and the pay is fairly decent, I also own my own small business. I daydream about quitting my job to focus on my business full time. My heart tells me to take the leap of faith and work my ass off to follow my dreams, but my head just thinks of all the what ifs. Like, what if I have to go to the hospital and I don't have health insurance, and then I go into debt and my credit score plummets and I'll never be able to buy property again? Or what if I'm not able to make my mortgage payments and I lose my house? I'm terrified of taking the big leap, but deep down, I believe in myself and I believe in my business. For context, I have an online shop that I have been growing for the past 2 years. I'm mainly known for one-of-a-kind candles made with thrifted glassware and ordained with crystals and florals. My shop offers all witchy, metaphysical types, but I keep things bright and colorful and super trendy. Think disco witch.
Ooh.
As things are now, when I get home at the end of the day, I am totally drained. Like, as I mentioned before, my work is not hard, but not being able to express myself creatively or do work that I am passionate about is slowly sucking the life out of me. If I wasn't working full-time, slinging Band-Aids, then I would have so much more time and energy to focus on growing the business with the long-term goals of running my own brick and mortar one day. My question is, how do I know when it's time to quit working for somebody else and start working for myself? Do I stay at the easy job that pays good enough, or do I take a chance on myself with the possibilities of failure? Yours truly, Disco Witch in Cabin 6.
Wow. Okay, first off, I want to say I love that you're making things from like thrifted glassware. It's very apothecary. It's very eco-friendly. It's probably cheaper than getting a brand new glass. I love that. That's really cool. We'll have to look you up. Disco, like Thinking Disco Witch. I like that. So we'll have to see exactly like what her website is. We'll give it a little peek. We'll sneak it a little peek. Do you want to give?
No, you can go.
So my first thought is, obviously you're believing in yourself here, and I think that's great. Your business is going to work. I don't think it's a good idea for you to like completely jump ship until you're in like a very comfortable place with making money, especially in this economy.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to take a lot of a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and I can understand the creative anxiety. That's what I call it, at least. Like if I'm not doing something creative and it's just driving me nuts, as like I feel like you get the same way as creative people. We kind of need to do that. But I would say find yourself if you can. I don't know. I don't want to say get another job, but in a position where you don't feel drained when you come home and you can do both until you're completely like really steady and your business is really picking up. I think that would probably be the best bet. I don't think it would be a good idea to completely jump ship from your current job without really a safety net of something financially. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I went through a very similar instance, like doing content full time. And it was like a really stressful move to be like, okay, when do I leave what I'm doing as a safe spot and then into content? And when I was working at that nonprofit that I spoke poorly about in the last segment, I actually left that because while I was working there, I was making TikToks. This was before the pandemic, before I was making any money doing it, but I like loved it so much. And I knew that I wanted to make that my career. So I chose to leave the nonprofit, and instead of doing content full time, I went back to serving. I've always worked in restaurants my entire life, up until the last couple of years. I worked in them for like 10 years. That's a lot, 8 years. And I think it's such great money. And I think it allows you the flexibility to not be clocked in somewhere like 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. So I think, hey, if you really are considering it, I always recommend people go into the like food service industry. You can make like $600 in a full day in 8 hours. I'm not joking. It's like so real. Like you can work at a great restaurant. You can hustle. You kind of have a flexibility and then open up your schedule to more time to like have full days off to throw yourself at your business. We live in a gig economy now where we are seeing people left and right truly change their lives and open these businesses with the power of social media. It's not impossible. And if you have that feeling in your heart, you need to chase it, but you have to believe it 100% because no one's going to believe it's going to work until it's working so well. And then everyone's like, I knew you could do it. But there were so many like years of my life where I was like trying to convince people around me that this was a viable career. And look at me now, bitch. So, I believe in you and I definitely think you can do it. I think maybe find a job like serving where you make a lot of money and a lot less time, and that gives you more time to focus on what you want to be actually doing. Because I understand that whole thing about when you go to work, even if it's not like a physically draining job, just being in that mind space. When you get home, it's like, I don't want to be doing this now. And it sucks to be like your energy's going in the place where you don't want it to be going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want you to email us back and I want you to tell us what your business is so we can help you and we can plug it on the podcast because we believe in you as a small business owner and we love you. And we're excited. And I think you can do it. I think don't leave the job and do it full time. Agreed. I wouldn't say that because that's a really scary move and you don't want to mess up your finances, but maybe look for different outlets because if you're not married to the idea of being a first aid kit refiller for the rest of your life, which I don't think you are, there are other options out there that you can make a lot more money a lot faster to open up your schedule to becoming your disco witch full-time self, babe.
Yes, love it. We believe in you.
Yeah, we're excited. And I want one of those candles.
Yeah.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we bitch, we vent, we just let it all out. We let loose, baby, let loose.
Yeah, we look at our problems in the face and we kick them in the shins and we spit on them and then we slap them and we say, I hate you. And then we go back to our cabins and we have Oreos and peanut butter as a whole group. Right, campers? We love Oreos and peanut butter.
Getting hit in the shins hurts really bad.
I watched a kid get hit in the shins with a metal baseball bat at a 10-year-old's birthday party. And I saw it when I was 10 years old. And I looked at my mom afterwards. I said, I need to go home. This is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. He was swinging at a piñata and he missed the piñata with a metal bat and he swung around and there was a kid directly behind him watching him swing at the piñata and he hit him in the shins. It was an accident. It was a metal baseball bat. I was like, what is this? What is this? Fight Club?
Well,
10.
I will say it's probably better than a wooden one because the metal baseball bats are usually aluminum. They're usually aluminum. I play t-ball.
I'm at a loss for words. I don't want to be hit by either bat, but the metal doesn't sound better than the wood.
Well, you guys, we're going to test it out in the quad today. So if you want your shins hit, we're just going to do a little experiment. You have 2 legs. It's a great experiment. You can just do okay. Anyway, we can't ask Nadine.
No.
Touchy subject.
Guys, we keep talking about Nadine. She's going to hate this episode.
She's like, I want y'all to take a hike.
Okay, what are you taking a hike?
Okay, my take a hike is for rotisserie doors.
Ew, I hate that you call it that. Well, explain it. They're so annoying.
The spinning doors.
No one's ever called them a rotisserie door.
A rotary door? Where you go rotation? What is it called?
What are they called?
A rotisserie door.
A rotating door. Are they really called rotisserie doors? Or are you being silly?
Now I'm really starting to doubt myself. I don't know. I thought it was a rotisserie door.
I'm thinking rotisserie chicken.
A rotary door.
The rotating doors.
The rotating doors that spin in the circles. Yeah. I hate them. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get to the host stand at Ruby Tuesdays. I'm not trying to kick my leg. That's what happens in there. My shoe always gets stuck. I think it's because I'm too tall. You ever drop something in a rotisserie door?
No, I would let it go.
You're not getting it back.
Ever again. It's sucked into the vortex.
First off, that's embarrassing. Second off, you can never bend down to pick anything up in there. You're going to hit your face. It's going to hit you from behind. You're going to be stuck in there in the little claustrophobic hellhole. You're in purgatory, bitch. You're never getting back whatever you drop in there. It's just, it belongs to the Bellagio now. I don't think rotisserie doors should ever exist. The only 2 times I think they should exist is in that scene in Elf.
So cute.
That's my callback where he can't get out of it. He's spinning and spinning. And the Hannah Montana movie, where that's the first time we see that Hannah Montana is Miley Stewart. And Miley Stewart is Hannah Montana.
There is a je ne sais quoi, I will say, of a rotating door. Like, I like the fantasy of it more than the practicality of it. Like, I love the idea of like twirling through and being like, oh my God, it's been a New York minute. Like, it's gorgeous, like the idea, but the execution it's rough, to say the least.
And I can understand from a perspective of, okay, it stops the wind from coming in, which is great in like city buildings in the winter and like during storms. Have you ever seen those videos? Like, there's a storm and it's just blowing the door.
No,
like,
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that before on TikTok. Usually it keeps the wind outside and it stops like crowds of people from running through. Great for Black Friday sales, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's just, I hate it. It's claustrophobic. The ones that keep moving at the airport, the big ones, if you drop something again, you're screwed.
Also, have you ever been in a rotisserie door where someone accidentally gets in the same one as you and then you're like hitting each other in the ankles and trying to get through it because it's a one person, but it kind of felt like a two?
Aaron Gofoy did that to you, and I thought you guys were gonna get stuck because I was walking behind and her jacket got caught in the thing.
We got sucked into one
in the Macy's, so it was really old, and people used to be really tiny back in the day.
I know, but okay, the New York City Macy's rotisserie door, that doesn't give you any sort of like like stars in the eyes, like gorgeous.
Yeah, I guess, but they're tiny.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I also hate when the other doors are locked that are the normal doors, and that's my only option. Like,
what happens in a fire? Also, when you're having a conversation, normally, because this is also what happens that day, she was saying something and they had to put it on pause for a full 30 seconds while we had to all wait to continue the conversation until each one of us went through the door. It really broke up the vibe. It broke up the conversation. I think we should do away with rotisserie doors. I'm done with them. I'm over it. Take a hike. What are you telling to take a hike?
Wait, what's really been pissing me off this week, you guys, is microwaves. I think they suck. And I don't know why we're not talking about this enough. How can my leftover pasta come out of the microwave and be ice cold in the middle, boiling hot on the right, and on the left bottom side, lukewarm? It's not making sense to me, and it's 2023, okay? We need to figure this out. And I believe that the microwave industry created air fryers as a cover-up so that we'd all be focused on a different product and not fixing the product that everybody has. They need to figure it out. I don't know what's happening, but I can't figure it out.
Passionate, and I cannot agree more. I had a frozen burrito the other day. Middle, frozen. The exterior, lava.
Yeah, but it's like, don't sell the product as something that reheats when it's actually not doing it correctly.
And you know what they're going to say? They're going to be like, you have to make a ring with your pasta.
Yeah.
That's how it's evenly distributed. Why isn't it evenly distributed anyway? We've been to the moon.
It feels like victim blaming, and I'm not putting up with it, okay? This is not our fight to fight, okay? It's GE. It's Big General Electric. It's Samsung. I'm looking at you guys, okay? You know who doesn't make microwaves? Apple. And that's why they're sponsoring this episode with their iPads. Y'all need to figure that out. I'm sick of it. I'm all these little tricks and tips to make a little lava, put a little ice cube. No, it's stupid, okay? I am not supposed to be fixing this. They should be.
The customer's always right.
Hamilton Beach. I'm looking at you. That is such a weird company. Why do they name it Hamilton Beach?
Because it probably started at Hamilton Beach.
I know, but I'm not gonna name my brand where I'm from either. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they sell electronics. I'm not getting like beachy vibes from my toaster.
Well, they have maybe blender, a little frozen drink.
Yay, you got me there.
Yeah.
I know no one can really answer the question here, and if anyone's gonna comment and tell me their tips, it's just gonna infuriate me more.
Keep them to yourself.
I really just want to hate on this. I don't. You know, it's sometimes it's nice to hate things and to not get an answer.
Yeah.
It's like I just want to bitch here. I don't want to problem solve, and I just want Hamilton Beach to know that I'm coming for their asses.
What's going on with the metal racks? Some of them have the metal racks in them. You've never seen that?
That's
like
a toaster oven.
No. Like in a microwave. Like there's a metal rack, but apparently it's not real metal, and like nobody's having issues. It's not blowing up. But God forbid, for once, I put a McDonald's bag that has a receipt stapled on it, and it catches fire.
Where did you see these metal rack microwaves?
I have friends that have them. Carly has them. It was the first time I ever went over, and I was like, do you know you have metal in your microwave? And it was literally built in there. It's like not real metal. I'm like, well, what is it then? You've never seen that?
It's not a toaster oven?
It is not a toaster oven.
Right.
I'm telling you.
I've never seen it.
I've
never seen it.
I am many things, but a liar I am not.
No, just a spreader of misinformation.
That is true. Also, I really never take the time to like learn and get to know my microwave. I always just do add 30 seconds as many times as I need till I'm at my desired amount of time.
Let's talk about this. The biggest fraud in the microwave community, the popcorn button, okay? No. You're going to put it on 5 and you're not going to walk away. If you want the buttery popcorn, you got to commit to it, okay? You're going to wait for that kind of intensity. And then when you start to hear the trickle down, and there's going to be one moment where the pause is just a little too uncomfortably long and you pull it out. You pull it out as fast as you can, okay?
8 seconds.
8 seconds. Well, you never know. No, you can't say a time. 8 seconds in between?
In between. If you hear the one after it starts popping and you have a full 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
That scares me. 8 is a little long, Jonathan. That's getting into that charcoal texture. I don't like that. One time I opened a package of microwave popcorn when I was a child, and I opened it like looking down at it from overhead. I swear to God, I thought the steam coming out of the bag took off my eyebrows. Never open a bag of microwave popcorn directly overhead. Pull it away. Pull it away.
Oh my God. So campers, we are going to be having a seminar on popcorn safety. We need to talk about this a little bit more.
You know who also hates microwaves?
Who?
Christine Brown from Sister Wives. She was very anti-microwaves in the original seasons. She never had one. She cooked everything from scratch. Bad bitch alert. And one time they went on a family vacation, Cody and just Christine's kids, and they could only have fruit and cold cereal for breakfast because Christine did not know how to make scrambled eggs in the microwave like Robin did. And Cody loved that Robin knew how to do that and that Christine didn't. And Christine resented Robin for that. But I don't blame her. She's always been my favorite.
Yeah, interesting. My mom's friend never uses a microwave. She uses it to like hold her tea because she has one of the ones that's built in. So she just has like tea.
A cabinet?
Yeah. She just, I guess, she's very like holistic. She owns an apothecary, a holistic apothecary in Ambler, Pennsylvania. Hi, Phyllis. Love her. But she won't use her microwave. She just stores her tea in there.
I will say, when you were younger, were you afraid of the radiation claims? Are those still a claim?
Oh, you can't stand close enough. If you can see the food, you're too close.
Guess what? I'm going to be passing away at age 31 because I love to watch my silly little bowl of pasta spin in circles. I'm obsessed.
You know what I will say? I haven't really thought about that until this moment. I think it resonated with me because I will never open the door. I will pause it, wait a second, and then open the door in case there's any little squigglies that are still in the air. Oh my God. Little wavelengths, little microwaves.
They've been attacking my blood system for years. Wait, you're smart, and that's why you're going to live longer than me.
Probably not. Let's be honest.
Hey, it's up in the air. And honestly, guys, this math equation is correct. It really is 50-50 on this one. All right. Let's take a hike.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Camper crush of the week. It never feels as good when I do it because you have an angelic voice and I know the campers want to hear it. So I apologize. Can you just give us a little something? Give us a hymn.
I don't want you to apologize because I think you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
I think I am more confident in my delusion of my voice.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for you to get to that level, but I will sing for you guys.
Okay.
Camper crush of the week. That was giving Home on the Range because baby's got range.
So go home.
Welcome back to Camper Crushes of the Week. We're talking a lot about singing, and Jonathan and I have a dual crush of the week.
It's like a quadruple crush of the week. Oh,
dual for us.
Oh, yeah.
But we're crushing on 4 people as a team. We've been really holding on to this goose egg for you guys all week, and we're ready to dish about it. Jonathan, who are we crushing on?
We are crushing on Ryan Seacrest, Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan. Everyone from American Idol.
The entire American Idol team, you guys. So this week, some of you may have seen it on our Instagrams, TikToks, or whatever. So I got an email like 2 weeks ago, and they're like, oh, Zach, like, do you want to go to this American Idol party? And I'm like, okay, like, it's probably just like a screening or something.
Yeah, it's like I had an American Idol party in 2nd grade. Everybody came. It was karaoke night, and that was it. So
yeah.
That's what I'm expecting.
It's like, get a little creative team. We've all been to one of these before. But then I'm reading the email, and it's like, just so you guys know that like Katy Perry will be there, Lionel Richie, like the whole gang is gonna be there, right? And I'm like, oh my God, Luke Bryan, Ryan Seacrest, everyone's there. So I was like, wait, this can't be real. And I was like, can I bring Jonathan? And they were like, yeah, sure. So we get to this little bar last Monday, and it's in the middle of like, I don't know, whatever, it's bad. It's in the middle of New York. Small, tiny little bar.
Really cute, but tiny bar.
They said, get there for 6. We're there at 5:45, bang at the door. Hello. They're like, y'all are a little early. So when we get inside, it's like this tiny bar. They're getting drinks or whatever. And there's the influencers are trickling in. We don't really know anybody personally, but it was really fun to meet.
Yeah, we're getting to meet people.
Yeah, like Eli and Nick. It was really great to meet people in our field. And we're just chatting. We're like really kind of unaware of like how this event's going to go. And all of a sudden the door opens and Ryan Seacrest walks in.
Just absolutely normal. Just like he is coming to get a drink with his girlfriend. It was absolutely bonkers. I said, oh my God, Ryan Seacrest, but I didn't say it out loud. I said it in my head.
It was insane. And we're like, we're all standing up there. I'm like, Ryan Seacrest is coming over. And he comes up to us and he's like, hi guys, I'm Ryan. What's your name? And like shaking our like hands, just shooting the shit with us, talking about the show, talking about his schedule of the day, just like real normal. And it's not normal.
So casual. And you know what he did? That was so nice and it resonated with me. When he shook our hands, he repeated our names back to us with eye contact. I said, wow, this man, like I melted like a little Hershey kiss in the backseat of a car on a sunny day. He's
just a professional. He's
so
been
kind.
doing it forever. And guys, this was insane for me because I like grew up watching, grew up.
You didn't at all.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. When I was younger, I used to watch American Idol with my family every single week, every single year. And I always told my parents I wanted to be like Ryan Seacrest when I got older. But when he first came up to us, I was so culture shocked that I didn't want to like gush over him. And I was kind of just being really casual. So he walks through, he's making his way through the room. And keep in mind, guys, there is 40 people in this room. 40 of us. It's an intimate gathering. Then next walks in Luke Bryan.
Yeah.
Luke Bryan was dapper. Tall,
so handsome, so kind, and that accent's not fake, baby.
No, he's got that drawl, and he was great.
He was so, I said, country road, take me home.
He was just like very like
so nice.
They all were just so normal.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
Lionel Richie comes up from behind us and puts his hand on our shoulders as if he was like gonna come and have a conversation with us anyway. Like he was making his rounds. Absolutely, I think out of all of them, everybody was really nice, but his was like the most normal.
Yes.
He was just so kind and he's just such a legend and he smelled fantastic.
I felt like everybody was on their best behavior and they were also polite and nice and talkative. But something about the conversation with Lionel Richie felt like your uncle.
Yeah.
Felt like a friend.
Yeah.
Felt like you knew him already. And it was just, oh my God. At one point, Katy Perry said a joke and then Lionel Richie turned to me and he was like, can you believe these guys? Like just directly to my eyesight. I was like, I can't. Like, not me and you shooting the shit.
You should post that video. It's funny. I think he literally said, it turns to him with comedic timing. He goes, what did he say? He was like, this is the stuff we have to deal with. Something like that. But it was funny. Classic Lionel.
And then
Miss Katy Perry, obviously. She comes in. She looks stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Yes.
She wasn't drinking, but she had her little mocktail. And we walked right up to her.
Well, this was the thing. She was sitting at the bar and everyone was kind of spread out throughout the room. And I was like, they're not going to be here for super long. We have to put our necks out here and go talk to her because she's not going to like end up in our like corner unless we go up to her corner. You know what I mean? So we waited in like a little like weird group behind the next people talking to her. And then when they walked away, we were like,
nobody really walked up next. Everybody was like
Because it was scary.
Yes,
It's Katy Perry.
I had enough drinks in me. I was like, hello, Katy. And I literally had my phone with a picture of me and her from Warped Tour 2008. And she looked at it and she zoomed in and she goes, I still have that top. And then she moved over to a picture of me with like copper hair with my friend Gabby. And she was like, you're clearly gay, but did you introduce that girl as your girlfriend? And I was like, Catherine Hudson, get out of here. She was so nice. And I obviously had to bring up Fingerprints. You guys, I talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's my favorite song. And it's a song that she doesn't talk about ever because she doesn't really talk. It's an old album. It's her debut album. So I was like, I love Fingerprints. It's one of my favorite songs. And she goes, which is how the song starts. And then all three of us started singing it. We were like, voted most likely to end up on the back of a milk box drink. You guys, again, it's on the Camp Songs playlist. Go listen to it. It's such a good song. It's so powerful. And I just told her how much that song, like, I said it here on the episode when it was a camp song, how much it meant to me. I kind of regurgitated the same information, Cliff Notes version. And she seemed like, she was like, okay, so you're like, you're a Nicki fan.
That's what it was. I think you brought up your picture with at Warped Tour. You brought up that song. You mean like, and she was like, she like knew that we were like real fans.
Yeah.
It was really cool too. We were talking to her and she's like, oh, what do you guys do? We talk about TikTok and Instagram, obviously. And then we have a podcast. And she goes, what's your podcast about?
Oh my God.
Like, first of all, it's Camp Counselors. So guys,
she knows.
Listen up, guys. She's a fucking camper now, okay? I can't even fucking believe it. She was so obsessed with it, okay? And then I was like, we give advice. And she's like, what kind of advice? So I was like, well, I told the story last week. When we were last week on Camp Counselors, when we were like, oh, like this girl, like she's like gonna get engaged, but her family's like mad because it's like they're gonna use like the family vacation or the sister vacation, whatever. And so we told her the whole thing. And then she was like, well, I know I get it. Cause like she really wants to get engaged. So we have to be happy for the fact that she's gonna get engaged. Because she gave her own feedback on Dear Counselors, okay?
Dear Counselors.
So yeah, she's a fan.
I said, why don't we just give you a microphone? She's like, well, I said, okay, well, the door's open. And then wait, can we talk about what happened?
I know. So listen, so I messed up. I was like, I really want to see your show in Vegas because she's the Vegas show. So it was loud in there. So I think she thought I said, we're going to see your Vegas show. She goes, oh, when are you guys going? She goes, put your email in my phone and we'll upgrade your tickets. So she passes me her iPhone, turns to Jonathan. I'm typing in my email address in Katy Perry's cell phone. I couldn't even believe it. And then it was crazy. Like
it was the way that she nonchalantly handed you her phone, like as if she like flopped it in your hands and was like, put your email in. And you did. Then what happened the next day?
Well, it was the next day I posted the video about meeting her and everybody else. And all of them commented. She commented, who are you? And I think people think she doesn't know who I am, but she's silly. She knows who I am.
Yeah.
She was just playing along. And then like Ryan Seacrest commented like, it was so great to meet you. And I talked to Ryan again that night and I really told him like to his face, I was like, you are like the blueprint. You are who I want to be when I like am in this industry. Like I want to be just like you. And you mean so much to me. I think you're amazing. And he was like so receptive and it was like very like, just like you never meet your heroes, but tonight we proved, guys, you can meet your heroes and still be very impressed by them. But the next day, Katy Perry's team from Vegas emailed us and they were like, oh, like when you come and see the show, Katy gave us your email address. So we didn't have tickets, but now we do. So we went online and now we're going to Vegas in May, guys, for a couple of days just to see Katy Perry in the hopes that our tickets still get upgraded. We weren't going to go, but when Katy Perry's team emails you about what dates you're going, you get dates immediately. So
yeah, so that was like our panic in the morning. We're like, we need to get tickets to Katy Perry. We need to get a hotel. We need to get a flight, and we have to do it 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh my God, the worst in the world, right? Oh, okay, it's gonna be amazing. But
I know, it's gonna be
guys,
fun.
they were just so cool. So we had to make them all our crush of the week because each and every single one of them, it clearly is a part of their job to do these kind of events, but they didn't have to show up and be as dynamic and as nice and as like just so engaged. I didn't feel like I was annoying any of them, which I thought was so cool because I'm like, I felt like it was like, you don't want to talk to me, and they're like, no, what's up? How are you? And I'm like,
it was absolutely crazy. I feel like we're still buzzing from it.
Yeah, well.
It's
Katy Perry, you guys. You know we fucking love her. Like, God. What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to Camp Songs, guys. This is part of the show where we suggest music to you and you can listen to it for free on Spotify. I've curated a playlist, which I think is possibly one of the best playlists that's ever been curated. And you can also listen to it for free on YouTube. So my camp song this week, everybody knows, I might say the title and you don't think you know it, but trust me, you know it. The song is Sunny Came Home by Sean Colvin, who is a female. And it goes a little something like this. The days go by, I'm hypnotized, I'm walking. You guys know it, right? If you owned a radio in like 1998, 1997, 1996, you know the song. So Sunny Came Home by Sean Colvin. In 1998, she won a Grammy for the song and also won Record of the Year, which is crazy to me.
It gives such like intense Dawson's Creek vibes. I feel like that was like, it's the music of the generation at the time.
So it won those awards, and when she went to walk up and accept her award, rapper Old Dirty Bastard interrupted the Grammy Award presentation. He grabs the mic and he starts protesting P. Diddy, who beat his group, he's from Wu-Tang Clan, for Best Rap Album of the Year. This was the original Kanye, Taylor Swift, I'ma Let You Finish moment. Why are we not talking about that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either.
Until like TikTok.
Isn't that crazy? So he comes up and the Grammys, their official YouTube video, their official YouTube channel has it as a clip. It's like memorable moment. And it was one of these. So he comes up and he says, I put on this outfit. It cost a lot of money because I expected to win. Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children. You know what I mean?
It's just so tasteless.
Yeah. Ugh. And they were trying to like get him off the stage and he wasn't. And it was...
Poor Sean.
I know. And she took the mic and she's like, okay, I'm confused now. And then she did her speech, which I didn't even listen to, which was awful. But that was the moment I wanted to see. But how crazy is that? She really hasn't had much success since.
Yeah, well, she got the Grammy and maybe that's all she wanted.
Yeah. She explained in an interview that she basically wrote it after seeing the cover art that she had chosen. The song wasn't even supposed to be on the album. She looked at the cover art, which is like her friend who's a painter made it, and it's this girl holding a match, and I think there's like a house on fire in the back. She's like, this inspires me to write a song, and she wrote like a Grammy Award winning song that threw it into the Grammys, which I think is crazy. Imagine if she hadn't wrote that, we probably wouldn't know who she was. Sorry, Sean. It's a great song though. Everyone go listen to it.
I love that song.
What's your song of the week?
My song of the week is like a sister song to that. I feel like we're sticking into the same wheelhouse this week. My song is called What I Am by Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians.
Edie Brickell.
Edie Brickell, babies. You may not recognize it by the title. It was from 1994, but obviously I'll have any chance to sing for you guys. So tell me if this rings a bell, okay? I'm not aware of too many things. I know what I know, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm not done yet. Philosophy is a talk on a cereal box. Religion is a smile on a dog. And then wait, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, guys. Because this is the big part. What I am is what I am. What you are. Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like both of our songs are very much like, we don't know who they are. We don't know the title of the song, but I know the half of the words of the chorus.
They're sister songs of the 90s. They're giving Dawson's Creek to me. And I always use that reference point because Dawson's Creek is one of the best shows of all time. But I also have some very interesting facts about Eddie.
Okay.
Like weird. Because I had never known like who sang that song. And I love it so much. But so she was like asked by a group of people called the Bohemians to like do like just kind of sing for them for one night. It was never going to be a thing, but they loved her so much. Like, oh, will you like be a part of the Bohemians?
It's giving Daisy and the Six.
Kind of, but then that's actually so weird because then when they went to assign a record label, they were like, well, she's definitely the star of the group here, so we're not going to call it the Bohemians. It has to be called Eddie. Have I called her Edie or Eddie? It's Eddie.
Oh, it's Eddie.
I'm sorry, guys. It's Eddie. It's Eddie.
Okay.
Eddie Brickell. So they're like, oh, we have to call it Eddie Brickell and the New Bohemians. So they're
it's
like
very much Daisy and the Six.
So yeah, so she's like the front runner here. They put an album out in the 80s, late 80s. It's a commercial hit or whatever, and that's kind of where this song like popped off of. So she was actually singing this song.
The 80s?
I don't know because I'm not sure. Okay, because because at one point this said 94, at one point it said 92, another point it said 88.
Yeah, you guys were tired. Check Wikipedia.
We're not giving you my math episode.
Yeah.
I cannot get any more numbers incorrectly. I'm here to storytell. You can fact check it.
Okay, so 1972.
It gets really great though, guys. So she's performing on SNL in 1988, and I think it's this song because this is the biggest hit of their career, right? And standing in front of the camera is Paul Simon. And
from the Beatles?
Paul Simon from Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh.
Paul Simon's at SNL, standing in front of the camera, and she's singing this song, and she's like locking eyes with him, and like she just kind of felt like it was like love at first sight. So in 92, they ended up being married, and they're still married to this day. They have 3 kids together. Paul Simon is like a legend in the music field. I know everyone knows who like Simon and Garfunkel is. Paul Simon was actually married before that to Carrie Fisher for a year.
Oh, wow.
So weird. So she's kind of slowed down a lot because she's like, bitch, I married Paul Simon. I don't got to work no more.
Wow.
So the band kind of breaks up for a bit. She does solo. It doesn't really work. They come back together in 2006. They still have put some kind of newer music out. The band's had a lot of changes. It's kind of always been her, but some of the background group members have kind of come and go. Also, it was really interesting that she also put an album out called Love Has Come For You. It's like a bluegrass album with Steve Martin in 2013.
Whoa, very
SNL
random.
Steve Martin. So,
yeah. Well, he is a musician. I know he's a musician.
He is, but like he's obviously well more known for like his like contributions to like TV and film. But he
Cheaper
is
by the dozen.
Come on, Cheaper by the Dozen, Father of the Bride. But yeah, no, she has that little album with him. Her career is like just so like weird to me. It's like she was like everywhere and so popular, and then she's like, oh, I met Paul Simon. I'm done. I don't got to work, baby.
I love that.
Yeah, and I love that song. I'm pretty sure it's Eddie Brickle. Eddie. It's got to be Eddie.
Ms. Brickle. Oh.
The video's cute, too. She's so cute. What I am is what I am. Oh, my God. What you It makes me feel it's, like, sexy and flowy, and I'm like, oh, don't talk to me.
I feel like she would play it at a place called, like, Steel City that only serves, like, the creme de la creme of drinks, and there's not chairs at the bar. The high tops, they're barrels.
Mm-hmm. I want to wear a white, like, kind of cut off beater, right? And then I want to wear like a dark red plaid shirt, and I want to wear these like really like blue jeans, but they're way too big for me. And you can see my little Calvin Klein like band at the top, and I have some sort of chunky shoe on. I'm wearing dark maroon lipstick. I have gold tubes, and my hair is big and curly. And I'm just like, I don't care, Mom. Okay, it's the 90s.
And a sunflower keychain is somewhere.
It's sunflower everywhere. Actually,
Yeah.
change the whole outfit. It's all sunflower. Anyways, I love Eddie Brickle and the New Bohemians. What I Am is an amazing song.
And I love Sean Colvin.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Scary stories. Scary stories around the campfire. Everybody gather round, my campers. Get a gold glass of milk in an Oreo and prepare to be scared. I don't know.
God, imagine camping with like milk.
Jonathan has never been camping.
First
That's
off,
the biggest fraud of it
The
all.
slander.
30 weeks he's been lying to you. You've never gone camping.
I went to summer camp, but I haven't like.
It was at a YMCA in downtown Philadelphia.
It was Illinois.
Okay, either way. I'm just joking, but you've never been camping, and I have brought Mel camping.
Well, I have pitched enough tents for the both of us.
What is our scary story, Jonathan?
So this is the part of the show where I read you scary stories that you guys send into us. They're either embarrassing or actually scary. We haven't had a poop related one in quite some time, but this one's a little bit of a callback to episode 24. So our camper writes in, I've been catching up on Camp Counselor's podcast, binging my way through the episodes and loving it, you guys. Love you.
Thank you.
Just listen to episode 24, Sonically Exciting, wherein
It's a great name for an episode. It was sonically exciting.
Y'all retell Zachariah's harrowing IBS emergency during Jonathan's fabulous Breakfast at Tiffany's 30th birthday tour. Happy very belated birthday, by the way. Well, thank you so much. The Central Park / Met anecdote, which if you guys don't remember, Zach and I went around New York basically doing like the Breakfast at Tiffany's tour, and you essentially were very much on the verge of shitting your pants. Were you terrified? Were you scared?
Yeah, I'm an IBS survivor through and through, as you all know.
But he's a survivor.
I'm a survivor. And when nature calls, you pause. You pause for Mother Earth. And I almost let Mother Earth have it on the ground.
You almost fertilized her.
I made it, though.
Okay.
Keep going.
So the Central Park Met anecdote reminded me so much of a time I experienced something similar. To backtrack a bit, the night before our big excursion, my friend and I and our professor, yep, this was an academic professional trip, were drinking at a hotel bar in China. Okay.
Oh, international.
Yes. Earlier that day, we had visited the Forbidden City, where we learned that in Chinese culture, the number 10 represents perfection / deity. Okay, so it's a very important number. After taking a few shots of vodka back at the hotel bar, we figured, why not take it all the way to heaven, i.e. 10 shots?
Wow.
So we did.
Oh
My God, 10 shots. God bless you, children. With your professor, go off. Needless to say, the next morning I felt less than stellar. That's what I'm going to start calling hangovers now. As anyone knows, fast food can be comforting when hungover, so we indulged in some McDonald's breakfast Sammys before heading to the Great Wall of China. You guys can see where this is going. Beijing McDonald's is not the same as American McDonald's, but we ate it and liked it anyway. While I did not feel great at the start of our lurching, bumpy 2-hour drive to our destination, I certainly felt much worse as we approached.
Yep, it always gets worse, doesn't it?
Upon making it to the Great Wall, I was breaking out in sweats and panic. I needed to shit so bad. My friend knew what was happening, so she ran ahead of me to find and scope out a bathroom. Where's there a bathroom in the Great Wall of China?
I was just going to say, Great Wall of China and public restrooms, they don't go hand in hand. They don't.
They have to have something there, right?
Well, of course
they have
something.
Okay. But we do have a friend there who's going to help with the situation. It's always good to have a friend who's there to help. To my luck, she yelled, "There's a Western toilet," as I'm waddling all tight-sphinctered and pale-faced behind her, seeing it was a cold December. I could just picture that. Seeing as it was a cold December, I was very bundled up in a scarf, gloves, and sleeping bag coat. Dear God, you got to rip all that off. Good luck. And once your body knows that there's a toilet nearby, it is loosening up.
And sweating through it all.
Mm-hmm. My friend raced to unbind me. What a good friend this person is. And I pelted into that single Western stall. Otherwise, I would have had to aim the worst explosive diarrhea of my life into what is essentially a small hole in the ground, and I was simply not trained for that. Because you know how a lot of the toilets you have to squat, and it's like a hole in the ground there.
Yeah.
I've heard that's better for that. That's why we do the squatty potty. It's better for your digestive tract. But what do I know? Praise be to God in the highest. I made it in time, and she tossed me wads of toilet paper over the door. Just enough to wipe my ass. You guys, I love how personal we get. Also, this was sent on a business email.
Oh.
Sufficiently relieved, I was able to get myself together and even managed the multi-hour hike up and down the wall, clean, safely, without incident. I love that for your journey. Again, I'm digging the podcast. Such great vibes. Keep up the good work. Much love. Got the shits in cabin 256.
Oh, and that's really far from the bathroom. So please bring a Modium when you come to camp next time. I will say, campers, if you were ever in the woods, in a wooded path on Camp Shady Birch or wherever your travels take you, never discredit if there's a lack of toilet paper in the room. You have a sock.
Oh, God.
Hey, listen, it sounds like I would never do that, but in desperate times, desperate measures. So you can always take your sock off and use that as a little 1-2 wipe.
And you can sell it online for some money.
That's a sicko if I've ever heard of it. Oh my God. Imagine having diarrhea at the Great Wall of China. That's why every time I travel and I am we're going sightseeing, I always pack a anti-diuretic because I'm you just never know where bathrooms are if you're traveling. You just never know.
So if you feel it coming on and you take one, is it too late?
It's too late.
So you take it with your food. It is sketchy when traveling like that, especially we had McDonald's in Bali. Did you have any issues with that?
Yeah, I shit that whole
trip. Oh my God,
out.
yes you did. Yes you did. That was right before the airport. That was foolish of us.
Yeah, but I shit all the time. It's bad for me. I will say actually, I'm not gonna say anything else.
Okay.
I think I've said enough.
I was gonna say we're getting real comfortable and forgetting that we're home microphones.
Listen, it's people have tummy issues, and it's not okay. You know what I mean? But it's also I don't want to shit the Great Wall of China, but do I really want to miss the Chinese food at McDonald's? The Chinese McDonald's?
You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
I shit at the Great Wall once, but that was just the name of the Chinese restaurant by my parents' house when I was in high school. Anyway, you guys, if you want any bonus content, you can head to patreon.com/campcounselors. You can get some bonus episodes there. We're actually going to be recording one right after this. Or you can go to campcounselorspodcast.com. You can write us in for all of our segments. You can also get the bonus content there. And yeah, I think that's all we got for you this week.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for attending today's camp time. We love you so freaking much.
I think it's Easter this week, right?
Oh, it's gonna be Easter. If you're celebrating,
Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Passover. I love you guys all so much. I hope the Easter Bunny gives you nothing but baked bean jelly beans this entire week. Love you guys. With that being said, lights out, campers.